Good morning. It's another beautiful day in the Hudson Valley. You can look out the window and see how lovely it is out there. Got down below freezing last night. No big deal. Got the stove going in the shop, and I'm getting down to it. Just thought I'd do a quick check-in here. I'm sanding on this and doing the detailed work before polishing. As I'm going around, I'm realizing, geez, I wish the folks watching these videos, if they really cared, if they could see what I see and feel what I feel and know what's required to sand these things out. So I wanted to show you some details. It's minutia if you're just interested in seeing the bar get made. But if you want to do one of these, some of this stuff may come in handy later on. First of all, when this is poured, you know I tape all the way around, and I keep talking about surface tension and what that does, and I want to show you see if I can explain this. Can you see, I'm using the reflection here intentionally. Right here, if you look at, oh golly, how can I, maybe that should. See that dip that comes up? Look at the reflection edge when I take my finger away, right above my fingernail. See how it goes up? Well, that up, although right now I'm making it look pretty severe using that reflection, is probably, maybe a 32nd of an inch or less. Maybe even a 64th. So about 15 thousandths, 15, 20 thousandths, somewhere in there. It's very little. I can feel it with my finger, and for me that matters. I want it to roll from the top surface right over to the side, and when you run your hands over the top, you don't feel a little lip there. It's just part of one of the little details that's important to me. But this can take quite a bit of time. I have to sand that thing, bring the level down until the level of this strip you see here, where I have already sanded a bit to take off, because it goes, when I pull the tape, it goes right up to a sharp edge, probably sticks up 1/4 of an inch, but that's a fine, thin edge that disappears in one quick wipe. But as you come down, the more you come down, the wider it gets. And you have to be very careful to come down. And I don't want to resand and polish this whole top. That's counterproductive. It just makes more work for no benefit. But I want to bring this down until it sands out and is just level. And then I can roll the rest of it down and make a nice smooth radius. It just feels good to the hands when you're leaning on the bar for moral support. You can still see that dip there. Now if you come around to the edge, see that? It went away. And it didn't go away because I changed the angle of the refraction. See, hit the wrong button there. See how much wider that section gets? Right around here. It's actually, 3/4 of an inch wide here. Because as I come down, as I come down with the sander, it gets wider and wider and wider until it blends right into the top. That's what I want. Here I have a nice smooth. Once I get that all down flat, I wind up with a new sort of sharp edge here because I brought it down. I made a relatively square corner. And then I just take and I roll that around. Back up a little bit here. Roll that around all the way down. And it's all nice and smooth. But this takes time. I go around this table, more than a few times. And every time I do, I find something. Like right here, just now, as I'm talking to you, I feel a little divot there. That's where some of the epoxy came down and got caught by the tape. And it's just a little blurb. That'll come right off. All that stuff gets polished out when I'm done. But these are the little things that make a difference. In addition, try and catch that light again. Okay, see. Ooh, where did it go? There it is, right there. Coming down there. See that line? Again, this is a little more build up. I'm going to take that line right out until this whole area is dead flat in one plane. There's another dip there, a little one there. These are all minor things, they make a difference to me because I can see them. And if I can see them, a lot of times I can feel them. Now, here's a spot. You see something. See if I can get that back. Right there. See it? But I can't feel it. I'm okay with that because it's all going to polish the same color. Nobody will ever feel it, and that's what matters. And you can't see it. So all this stuff has to come down. If you can see, I just finished this section here, just to give you a bigger view. From here, right around here, took me about a half hour to get it the way I like it. Now I have a nice, smooth, it looks a little scratchy, that's okay. The other thing I wanted to mention was I do this with 320, which at times can seem like it's too fine and it doesn't go fast enough. But as you're coming down, once you get to that spot where it spreads out wider, it goes down real quick. If you have a coarse sandpaper in there and you're not quick enough, you start scratching this up. Now, if you're using 220 or even 120, that top gets really scratched. Now I got to bring everything down to a fine finish. It just makes more work. So you take a little extra time, do it with the 320. It all comes down nice and smooth after the 320, and I have all of these edges the way I want them. I go around it with 600, and I can get 600 sanding discs locally, so that's kind of nice. And then from there, I start doing my compounding and polishing and whatever else it takes. So just want to check in on that score and let you know how it's going, share a little detail, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye, be well. Hey, so another quick checkpoint in video episode 19. It is now, about 5 p.m., same day as my last checkpoint. I did a bunch of sanding today till my hands couldn't feel themselves anymore. And this is going to be a short one. I switched over from sanding when I got it as smooth as I thought I could get it. Last pass around was 600 grit on the random orbital sander. I had a little diversion trying to put a new vacuum hose on that sander. And then I switched over to compound. So I'm using this old Black & Decker with a Harbor Freight foam pad on it. And most of the compounding I've done is with this material. It's their 100 grade, which doesn't relate to grit directly. And I did a little bit with the compound on this end. So you can see, you don't see a lot of my sanding marks. Here, let me get these bottles out of the way. Okay, so there's the table. And yeah, you probably think this looks pretty slick. I mean, the edges are pretty clear. They actually look clearer off camera than they do on camera. And because this was all fogged up, now it's looking a lot better. So everything's looking clear, and I did all these edges. Everything is nice and smooth to the touch. Back up here. But if you look at it from this angle, you can see down this side I have a haze all around. And actually, if you look close down here, well, you can't see it from this angle, you could from the other end. I have a haze down there too. You can see a little bit of it. So I still have more compounding to do. I'll do more with that finer grade Maggiore stuff. But you know, this was all, I sanded the heck out of this to get that lip off. So this was all white this morning. Now there is no lip. You can even see the radius pretty much reflection. Well, trust me, it feels good. But there is a haze here. So we want to get that haze out. And that's This is what I call the tough part. I've been over this. You might hear I'm a little out of breath because I've been hitting this pretty hard. But it's coming up good. It's just going to take a lot of time. So all told today, actual hands-on time between sanding and compounding, I probably got 6 or 7 hours in it. But this allows you to shape things the way you want and still bring up that shine as if it was just poured. You could never pour a radius like this and be done with it. There's always finishing work. I know the guys, the big YouTubers with the waterfall tables and the river tables, they make a big frame and they put the wood in the middle of the frame and they pour a couple gallons on it and they let it cure up for a week. And then they take the frame off and it's all ugly around the edges, but then they cut all those edges off and maybe polish the edges a little bit and they're done. They put a different wood frame around it to finish it up or whatever. This is a little different, shaping the corners and stuff to give it an artificial live look is a little more challenging. So this is the tough part, and we'll keep hammering through it. More news when we have it, but it's 5 o'clock, so this is the end of the official work day. I'll take a break for about an hour, have some dinner, and then come back out this evening and do some more compounding, because now it's just a matter of putting in the time and getting her done. So I'll let you know when we hit the next landmark. Bye-bye for now. Well, good afternoon, folks. It's me again. Let me see, it's 5:45 Friday afternoon after a long week. Obviously, I've not been working on this bar non-stop, but I have been working on it every day for a few hours a day, and we're coming along. So here's another time check. My edges are all looking good. You don't see any more sanding buffs anywhere along the line, all the way around. Radiuses are all good. All the edges look smooth. It's looking pretty good, but I'm not happy with it yet. It's not done. Can you see here? Right there. See that? Running right up here. It's a little bit of a dull spot. Haven't quite got that to shine up like the rest of the table out here. See how the light kind of diffuses when it hits it? Yeah, I know a lot of that's on the radius, but and it's going to diffuse when it hits the radius, but right in here, see, I got a haze. If I go up, there's a mark right there. These things drive me crazy, and I won't let this go out the door until I mitigate them. I've been working all day on this edge along the where it meets the shot glass shelf, and have now gotten it to look really good. You can see it's lighter right here where my 3 fingers are, as opposed to over here where my 3 fingers are now. That's not from the epoxy or the reflection. That is wood change. And it's very hard to tell the difference. So we're looking good. I just wanted to give you an update. A lot of polishing, a lot of compounding. My left hand feels like it's been stepped on by a horse that hiccuped while he was doing it. And when I grab things a certain way, I get a pain that shoots all the way up to my retinal nerve. But at any rate, the table's coming along. It's just not perfect yet. I'm not happy with the reflectivity and the optics quite yet, but I wanted to give you an update. We are getting there. So this is just a short check-in to show you some progress, and I guess there's at least got to be 8, 9, 12 hours of polishing on this right now, compounding I should say, messing around with different polishing pads, compounds. These come in various colors from Harbor Freight. They don't last that long, but they certainly last the life of the job. So for each different polishing or compounding material I use a different pad. Here right now I have the waxing one is, not the waxing, the polishing one is on the sander now. I've also moved to my orbital buffing wheel, which is working good with compound on it, so that's where I am now. So anyway, we're moving along. Just wanted to check in and give you another time check. Catch you later. Be well, and we're moving along. Okay, gonna try and keep this one short too. This would be the third little segment in the what might be the last video. So I have pretty much worn out my wrists and arms compounding and polishing and waxing and doing it over and over again. So I thought I'd do a reveal. Here's the final table, or bar I should say. There you go. I gave you a drive-by. I added a little mat on the shot glass shelf. There we go. See, that's that, you know, little rubbery stuff. I cut that to fit, just so that there's a way for the shot glasses to drain. And here's how all my edges came out. And I'm going to do this again with the light off, the overhead light, just so you can get different lighting. See those black lines that are showing up horizontal in the video? That must be a strobing effect from the LEDs. But you can see everything polished up, and it's as smooth as glass. I have the client coming in sometime today to see if he thinks that it's done. There's the shelf underneath. Gets a little bit longer shot so you can maybe see the legs. I turn this, but then it gets all messed up. So there we have the table, and all I need to do is see what the client thinks, because that's my bottom line. Here we go. This is maybe a better angle. He said as he was backing up into a sharp object. So there you go. And if I reach up and turn this light off without dropping too much dust, there, maybe a little bit more natural light. Moving a little fast here. I know my videos are too long. Oh well. And this just adds to it. But there you go. That's what she looks like when we move this out to deliver, if that ever happens, or when that happens. Gotta be positive, Tom. I will try and get some outdoor shots in a less cluttered environment. But that's it. I have pretty much run out of hands. The muscles in my hands are all twitchy and shot. But there we are. That's the price we pay for, hopefully, success. And we'll just have to see what the customer thinks. Oops, there's a fleck of dust. Dust shows up on this like crazy now. But that's how the waterfall came out. Sorry, turning this sideways here. How's that? That better? And the pond, yeah, hard with reflections, but there's no way to get this without reflections now. And the little creek here that feeds the pond. I'm sure that's a metaphor for something. And the little source of the spring underground, where the spring comes up and right down. Now I got a finger streak on there. Oh well. So there we have it. For those of you that have actually watched all of these, thanks for sticking with it. I'll probably have a few pictures up on the website. The videos are available in the whatever they call that playlist thingy up on the website. You can go to https://woodsmanforestproducts.com, WOODSMANFORESTPRODUCTS.com. And if you have trouble sleeping, there's lots of stuff there to amuse your evening. I understand that the client has ordered a back bar thing to lay in there that he'll probably put in, but I'm supplying this stuff just so they have something just for routine use. So there we have it, folks. It's just up to the client's approval, and we'll see how that goes. Everybody be well, be kind to each other. Thanks for hanging in there. Sorry these videos ran so long. This will be episode 19. I never thought it would have went that long, and it's only the last, 2 months of me working on this thing that, that I have on video. I should go see if I have some early pictures and stick them in as inserts here and there through this video. Be well, be kind. Catch you down the road.